Okay, so boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, remember yesterday when you wrote about Ruby Bridges after we read about her? And you wrote your paragraph that had your intro, your body, and your conclusion. Raise your hand if you remember doing that. All right. So last night I took the papers home and I thought about it and I thought, you know what? My goal with you guys is to teach you what proficiency is. Let's read the first piece.
Clear topic sentence.
Second bullet.
Three main ideas are clear and they make sense.
Okay, so stop right there. I noticed that we're struggling with our introductions. We're struggling with our topic sentence being it's not clear enough. And then we're struggling with the ideas that they're not as, you have your ideas, but they're not as meaningful and they have errors. So what I want to do with you today is I typed up a few of your intros, all right? So we're going to read them together, and then we're going to talk about what are we noticing about these introductions. So I only did about 4 of them, because I think that's enough for us to do today. But let's read this one. Can you guys read it?
Yeah.
Okay, actually, you know what? Veronica, can you read this one nice and loud?
Ruby Bridges is a hero. She is a hero because she had confidence, she's brave, she had good teachers.
Okay, so I even heard you put in she's brave and she had good teachers, yet in this particular draft book, they didn't have an S either on teacher or she. So right now, you are reading for meaning. However, it wasn't written like that. Ryan, nice and loud, this one.
Ruby Bridges is a hero. She was a hero because she helped us with
Racism.
racism. She is brave. She is our age.
Was that difficult to read? That was difficult to read. Okay, one more. Sincere, do this one.
Ruby Bridges is a true hero. She's a hero because she didn't give up. She was nice and she was not racist.
There was no and there. Ah, she was nice, she was not racism. Making sense?
No.
No, I'm going to read this one. Ruby Bridges is a true hero in my eyes. I consider Ruby a hero because she was brave, she had security people, she went to school by herself to learn, and then she had a nice teacher, and she liked her teacher, and the teacher liked her, and I can keep going and going. However, when I think about what I want to make clear with you guys today, so our focus is how do we clearly identify a clear topic sentence, and how do we clearly identify that our main ideas are written well and they make sense. So here's what I want you to do. Did you notice a few things about some of your introductions? You did. Okay, here's what I want you talking about with your partner. All right, so talk about the following. Does the introduction, 1, make sense? 2, are there sentences that are unclear? And then why are they unclear? 3, was there vocabulary used? Was it approximated? Did they try? Did the writer try and use vocabulary? Okay. But was the vocabulary grade level? All right. When we think about, we've had lots of discussions around grade level vocabulary. Happy, sad, 5th grade work? No. But talk to your neighbor. And then last one, was the punctuation used correctly? And then how do you know if it was or it was not? So turn and talk to your neighbor. Let's do it this way. I just had an idea. Number 1, does the introduction make sense? 1, 2, 3. You 3 talk about, do the introductions, the topic sentences make sense? Number 2, are there sentences that are unclear? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys turn around. Sydney, Tamara, Annette, talk about, was the vocabulary used? You 3 talk. And Ashley and Kevin talk about punctuation. I'd like to, since I started with your group, let's talk about what you said. Your group was talking about, does the introduction make sense? Do these introductions make sense? No. Why not?
Because some of them need some more words and some of them need some words to be taken out.
Okay, so would you like to give me an example of how we can fix one right now?
Yeah, like when it says Ruby Bridges is a hero because she had cops with her. She brave. Instead of she brave, you could have added she was brave.
She was brave. So you were talking about maybe we need to add some words.
Yeah.
Okay, because we've had the conversation about missing words. If you are missing words in your sentences, are you going to have clear ideas?
No.
Is meaning going to get across to your audience?
No.
No, not at all. Did you have one more example that you'd like to share?
And the one that says she had a good teacher. Good teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make sense. You could take it out, word out.
I hear what you're saying. You're thinking through, she had a good teacher. You're like, you can take out. So are we going to take something out of here? Or if we go back and reread that, let's start here. She had cops with her. She was brave. She had a good teacher. What word is missing there? Think about your complex sentences. Think about how you connect your sentences. There is one word. There's one word that we're going to need to connect that sentence. And. All right, you guys, I'm going to have you three read. You ready? She had cops with her. She was brave. And she had a good. There's not an A in there, isn't there? That's what you were thinking. Good job. And she had a good teacher. Excellent job. All right, what did your group have? Punctuation? What did you have?
Ours had because it had a period and it shouldn't have a period, and it needs punctuations.
Okay. Like, what do you mean?
Like, what I mean is she's a hero because she didn't give up, and she was nice.
So you want the word "and" in here?
Yeah, like a comma. Then
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everyone let's read this. Let's start here. She is a hero because she didn't give up, and she was nice. She was not racism.
And it also needs period.
And she was not
Oh, so you're saying that we need another. Wow, so far we were missing words, right? And punctuation was getting in the way. So you guys saying some of this?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the vocabulary. What did you guys notice about the vocabulary? Did you notice some vocabulary words that you guys were using yesterday? Like what?
brave.
Brave.
Racism.
Racism. Hero. So I'm almost wondering, brave and hero remember we talked about our tier 1 vocabulary. That's where you're able to pull those out because you hear those words every day. Now racist, you hear that word every day? So that's almost your tier 2 vocabulary word. And so as we talk through the rest of the year, you're going to hear me refer to tier 1 vocabulary, tier 2 vocabulary, and tier 3. Tier 2 has to do with content. All right, so as we dig deeper into content, we're going to be looking at those. I'm going to be expecting that you actually take the words from the book and use them in your writing. So I saw that somebody used racism. I was pretty excited about that. All right, so are you ready to see an example of what an intro could look like? All right. As I'm writing, I want you reading it to yourself. I'm going to stop right there. We need a clear topic sentence, right? To be proficient, we need a clear topic sentence. Read it with me. Ruby Bridges is considered to be one of our nation's true heroes. Sound right? Did it make sense?
Yes.
I'm going to continue because I always want to reread. And now this is what I just heard you say. Do I put a period after because?
No.
No, never. Never after because. We consider her a hero because I heard you say punctuation. Comma. What else did she do? She was brave in the eyes. Watch what I do with my language. Watch this. In the eyes of hatred. Turn to your neighbor and talk about what I just did. Did I just go about just writing? Turn to your neighbor quickly. What did I just do? All right, 5, 4, 3, come back with me. What did I do? What did I put in my writing that I know that I will for sure get a proficient if I do it?
Vocabulary.
I used some vocabulary. Yes. Brian? I'm practicing using a metaphor. So I'm thinking she was brave. How do I want to get this across so I really grab my reader? She was brave in the eyes of hatred. I listened. You said, comma, And she was, watch this vocabulary word. Who can tell it to me? Read it. Courageous in the face of racism. Did I practice using another metaphor?
Yes.
Because I like those. Sometimes I think that they actually add a little bit more depth to my writing, and it makes my reader really feel a connection to me. You ready to read it? Our goal is a clear topic sentence, 3 main ideas. They're clear and they make sense. Let's go.
Ruby Bridges is considered to be one of our nation's true heroes. We consider her a hero because she helped shape our nation. She was brave in the eyes of hatred, and she was courageous in the face of racism.
Excellent. So boys and girls, if I were to ask you to go back and revise your intros from yesterday, raise your hand if you think you can do it. Okay. If I were to ask you to make changes, if one of these was yours, raise your hand if you know what change you're going to make. All right. Okay. Thank you for raising your hand. Thank you for taking that risk. Turn to a neighbor and talk about what you're going to do as a writer today when you go back to your seat. Go. All right, Joseph, I saw you turn around and look at our proficient chart. What are you going to do today? You're going to make your sentences more clear. How are you going to do that?
That's why editing it, because like some of it didn't make sense.
And why did it make sense?
Because I didn't have the right punctuation and some words for it.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. You know what? Punctuation is going to be a really big factor, as well as adding those words. Annette, what are you going to go back and do today?
More vocabulary and never put period after because.
Oh, gosh. I know. That because gets us every time. And you know what? I liked how I heard you say vocabulary. Are you going to try a tier 2 vocabulary word? Which one do you think you're going to use? Racism. Courageous. We could consider that a tier 2, but that's just another word for what? Courage and brave. Yeah. So we think about what we already know about words, and then we use different words. But good job. Yeah. Isn't that a synonym? I'd love to see what you do in your writer's notebook today. Also, I heard you mention something that you're going to try in your intro. What are you going to try? A simile or a metaphor. Because why? It will make your writing better.